Hello, Kindred.
Hello.
Last episode was a little tedious. How are we feeling?
Dark. Feeling dark. I'm feeling a little blind right now. Anyone else?
3 blind vamps.
Yeah.
3 blind vamps. 4 blind vamps. 5 blind vamps. 5 blind vamps.
I have a gift for you. Well, a surprise, really. One moment. You are stumbling your way through these hallways. Flaking wallpaper, complete darkness. Can't really see much of anything except for Isabella. Well, sorry, Valerie's the only one that can see Isabella at the moment.
I think I would keep like a verbal appraisal of like where she is versus the rest of us so that we all know, her included, because she can't see us either.
You slowly make your way down the hallway. Ever so slowly, the light starts to filter back in. As you move further down, you can start to pick up odd shapes, figures. You can start to see Isabella, Audley, Elizabeth, Dee, and Valerie.
But where's Bone Collector?
I guess it's time to start opening doors then.
Bone Collector does not appear to be with you. At some point between the last door and now, he's gone, leaving the four of you and the ghost to do as you will. It's almost like the darkness swallowed him.
All right, let's see if he's behind door number 1. Anyone want to open the door? Or you want me to do it? We're gonna open doors.
We hold on to you. You open the door. Good. And everyone's hold on to each other.
Tick, tock.
Right.
Little bloodsuckers. Tick tock.
Fuck off, Quackus.
Really? You're gonna say that to me when I have a scalpel to your friend's throat? I thought you had more sense than that. The question is, can you find me before it's too late?
Let's start opening doors. Audley?
Yep, the nearest door. I'm grabbing it.
Left or right? Pick one.
Left. Always left.
You open the door. You hear a dripping sound, almost like water. Drip, 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 drip. And a moment later, it becomes the sound of a trickling stream of water. And then a river.
Yeah, that's not it. Close it.
The water starts to seep out of the room.
Close it. Close it.
The water
Pulling
starts
Audley.
to rush out of the room.
Kicking the door closed, pulling Audley out of the way.
You need to make me a strength roll, please.
Just straight.
Can I also make a strength roll to
I will-
help?
I will allow you to assist for an extra dice.
Okay.
On D's end. D, your difficulty is 5.
And it's a straight strength roll?
Strength plus athletics, because in this case, you're fighting the now deluge of water rushing through this door. It is picked up in a matter of seconds.
You
Can
said the
doggy
difficulty is
paddle?
5?
Yep.
But you have an extra dice because I help.
And if I'm helping, if all three of us are pushing on that door, does that add an extra dice to D?
I will give you an extra dice per player. Audley, what were you saying?
I said you had doggy paddles.
5 successes.
5 successes. 4. You do not manage to close the door in time, D, before the hallway starts filling up with water. At first, it just starts to cover the top of your shoes. And then it rises up your legs, up past your waist, chest,
I would.
and your throat. Over the top of your head. You would.
Well, before it would have gotten that high, I would have gone to another door.
You go to another door.
We'll see if one cancels out the other. What happens if I open it?
You can't open the door.
I go looking for another door as well to open it.
It's
You can't
water.
open the door. It raises
And-
above your head. And then you just stand there for a moment. Because if you're forgetting, you lot don't need to breathe. One moment, please.
Also, I'm only 4.5 feet tall, so it reached over my head a long time ago before I got to yours.
As the water reaches over all of your heads, it fills up the hallway. You hear inside your heads that rather strange, deep, guttural voice. Fuck! What the fuck are you? If the water just, it starts to drain.
D is still playing elevator music in her head.
The attempt to fledge
It's gonna take a lot. It's gonna take a lot longer to drain down to where I can talk. So I'm gonna let anyone else answer while they're there.
I believe the doctor had their hand raised.
After he goes, fuck, what are you? Even though bubbles come out, it's just your worst nightmare.
Sorry, what was that? Could you speak up? You shouldn't speak with drink in your mouth.
Still, bubbles come out, just.
Elevator music.
Before long,
in D's head.
the water sinks. The level sinks. It eventually It eventually works its way out of the hallway until there's nothing more than a trickle coming out the door. The door seems rusted at the moment.
I wanna look and see if we can see in the room that the water came from, or is it just like the other rooms where at the door, at like the step, the threshold, it's just blank.
Looks like a hydrotherapy room, actually. There appears to be somebody in one of the baths inside of the room, and somebody else standing next to it.
Live people or ghosties?
No
No one's
You
alive here.
want to step in and find out?
Can't I just tell from the doorway?
Nobody's alive here.
Okay, I meant more like, are they spectral or monstrous? Like, do they have like do they hold physical space, or are they just a shade?
No, they're spectral. They actually look like humans.
Oh, okay. See, that's my fault for not phrasing the question better.
One of them appears to be holding a clipboard. Seems to be looking at the one in the tub.
Does he look? Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, from the door from just Dr. Potts. Does that
The one
ring any
beside the
bells for these?
tub blinks for a moment. Ow. How do you know that name?
Are you Dr. Potts, the head
No.
psychiatrist?
Do you know that name?
We read it on a it was written on a board.
I haven't heard that name in years.
Were you Dr. Potts, the head psychiatrist?
I was at one point.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
That laughing that was in the hallway? Y'all are going to make me one more willpower roll as it starts to reach what appears to be a crescendo. It's been following you all around the place. Your difficulty? One moment while I check on that. Your difficulty this time is 5.
Oh, I only have 4 willpower, so I
You
can't.
take a point of superficial willpower damage.
I would still roll.
You know what? That's actually a fair point. You can roll if you want, because there are ways around that. Elizabeth, you succeed. Valerie, you succeed. Two for D. Oddly.
I got 4 successes, but
Okay.
anyway, I didn't get it.
Bone Collector, question. Would a blood surge work for this?
Yes. So would a certain thing that I think a lot of the players have forgotten that you gave last session.
Which
I
is?
haven't forgotten. I'm saving that bet.
Which is?
The bonus die that you
Inspiration
gave
dice.
everyone.
Oddly, you could potentially, if you haven't used your dice already, you could potentially net yourself an extra 2 rolls. Same goes for D.
See, I only got 2 successes, and from what I remember per the notes that I have, you only gave us 1 additional dice, not 2.
But
Correct.
Blood surge.
Blood surge gives you a second.
Which
I have used my free one already. I used it last game.
Okay.
But I can do the blood surge and try for another success.
If you want to do a blood surge, you can make me a rouse check.
See, I only got 2 successes. Even if I did my blood surge and the inspiration die, that would only put me at 4 if I'm lucky.
Then you take a point of willpower damage. Superficial.
Yeah, so either way, I'm taking a point of superficial damage.
Okay, so I passed the rouse and then I rolled a 6, so I guess I have 5 successes.
That is 5 successes. That is exactly what you needed, just by the skin of your teeth.
Ooh. Here's hoping I don't need that in like 2 seconds.
So, how are we feeling, Ottilie?
How are we feeling? We're confused. We're happy we found the shrink. I think that's a shrink, but I'm not sure if that's a shrink. And I forgot what the purpose was in finding the shrink, because now I think we're supposed to be finding the bad guy.
The man on the outside of the tub turns to you. Give me 1 second while I grab his description. Dr. Melvin Potts is an older, middle-aged, overweight, balding man with hair around the sides of his head almost like a wreath, a mustache, large nose, and glasses. He wears a dark-colored sweater vest on top of his crisp white dress shirt, almost as if he's trying to dress formal but not come across as, overly assuming. Almost like he's trying to put people at ease, and he's trying to be comfortable at the same time. Elizabeth would have seen this multiple times through many psychiatrists in the hospital that you worked at. In one hand, he has a half-smoked cigarette. In one hand, he has a half-smoked cigarette and a clipboard, and in the other hand, he has a cup of coffee. And as you watch, he lifts the cup of coffee up, takes a sip, brings it back down to a resting position. What can I do for you? I'm in the middle of some rather important business here.
Isabel, is that him?
Who?
The shrink
Where?
in the room with the tub right
There's
there.
no one in there.
Oh, neat. Okay.
Are any of us?
Well, we're
seeing
talking to
what-
some,
Are you seeing things I'm not seeing?
apparently.
Can the three of you see him and the tub guy as well?
Well, I'm
Do
pretty
I
much
see someone
next
in the
to you.
tub?
You don't. The other three of you can actually see both the person in the tub and the man standing beside it.
I will give a physical description of the specter that's calling himself Dr. Potts to Lightbright and ask if it matches.
Oh. Okay, alright. I see well, I don't see him. I know what's going on, and it's fucking ridiculous. Stupid fucking rules. Ask him, tell him you have an appointment with the Phantom Surgeon. I need to get into his office.
I have an appointment with the Phantom Surgeon, and I need help getting to his office. Can you help me out, please?
1 sec, I have sirens coming.
They're coming to take me away.
An appointment
Life is beautiful all the time.
with the Phantom Surgeon.
Yes.
And you're coming to me. Why?
We were told to go to you for help. Because we can't find his office.
It's downstairs.
Hey, Lightbright, he says the office is downstairs.
I
Is he
know,
lying?
No, he's. Come on.
Do we ask him to take us to it?
You see that Isabella clearly seems to be struggling with something, and she starts clawing at her own throat.
That's right, dearie. As long as I've got control, that ain't ever gonna leave your lips.
Do we ask him to help us go there or not? Nod or shake your head.
Locked!
We can't get into the basement because it's locked.
Isabella,
You're locked.
make me a willpower roll, please.
Or do we tell
How many
Frank
how many
guy
dice
it's
does
locked?
Isabella get for willpower?
Composure plus resolve.
But we never made her a character sheet.
Right. I'm gonna give you 2 and 2.
Okay. Sorry, it's very dark. I'm trying to find the right one.
You are quite fine. One moment, folks.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say oddly looks at Elizabeth and is like, are we even supposed to be talking to him?
A 7, a 10, a 9, and a 3.
3 successes. I will give you one word.
Isabella is clawing at her own throat till red marks start appearing as she's struggling, and it almost looks like she's in absolute pain and agony before she finally chokes out the word key.
We need a key.
Oh, that's why you were sent to me. Did he hide it again? Nothing's ever that simple. That megalomaniac, I swear to God, it's been 40 fucking years. All right. Here's what we're gonna do. Y'all are gonna follow me. I'm your linchpin. I'm gonna help you get where you need to go. And tell the one that can't see me and that I can't see, she should probably come as well.
He says you should come with us.
Give me a second.
Also, tell her good job. I've never seen anybody in 40 years put up that kind of a fight.
I repeat this to her.
Give me a second. I'm coughing up. I don't know if it's blood or not, but give me a second.
Ectoplasm. You're coughing up ectoplasm.
Yeah, weren't you giving a shit earlier that we can't hurt the dead people?
It's
What, Adelie?
rules and shit. And
Hold on a sec. Oddly, you were gonna say?
Did Light Bright just turn into Slimer?
Isabella eventually rightens herself, and there's this black ichor that's just going down the sides of her lips. Just fuck.
Why like a Dr. Ooze?
Let's go. I don't like this place. I don't want to run into Dr. Binns.
Oh, you poor thing.
They'll force me to group therapy again.
Isabella, you missed group therapy last week.
Fuck you, Binns!
Are you okay?
Fuck you!
Turns to Potts. Please lead the way, sir.
Fuck you and your monotonous bullshit, Binns! There's a reason we have such a high rate of people offing themselves.
Dr. Potts stops for a moment, looks at the guy in the tub. Don't do anything, just don't move until I get back. I'll be back shortly. And the guy in the tub just kind of nods. And with that, he puts the clipboard down on a side table, turns, and walks out of the room. Dr. Potts leads you back down the hallway that you came. That patch of darkness is gone. The doors are all closed. The screaming and crying is no longer there.
Whiskers.
Matter of fact, all you can really hear is a slight breeze and the ruffling of leaves. The hospital, without the klaxons this time, starts to right itself. You see a worn-out building. Well, just like a building that's been sitting there for about 40 years. It leads you back down the hallway. Just one hallway. Back out into the atrium. He nods to the one at the nurse's desk. She just kind of smiles and waves. Are we still on for coffee this evening, Dr. Potts? And Dr. Potts smiles. He nods and keeps on walking.
I knew it.
Oh, come on now. What's being stuck here for eternity if you can't have a little fun?
I
Thought they
knew it.
couldn't hear each other or see each other.
Dorothea owes me $20.
Walking out the main door, back into the hospital. This area is rather light. Almost like the sun streaming in through the broken windows. He walks back down the hallway, leading all of you, and back into the main atrium. Stops in front of that rather large desk that Isabella was first leaning on. Goes to pull out one of the drawers, and the drawer doesn't move. Looks at it for a moment. Bangs on it a few times, and then pulls the drawer out completely. A couple of moments later, you see what appears to be an old leather-bound journal and a key sitting next to it. And he steps back, staring at you all.
Can Isabella see him now?
Sure can.
Sup, Doc?
You got my lighter?
No. It's my lighter.
Always the little thief.
Okay,
thing-
I didn't steal it. It was Ginger.
Ginger and
Well-
I are going to have a talk.
Whilst they're arguing, I go grab journal, grab key. Just sneaky deaky like, just while they're arguing, just doop, doop.
So you grab the journal. Are you opening it?
Well, first I'm straightening up. I'm gonna look at our good man and go, can you take us to the office? We might not know the way.
Unfortunately, neither of us can.
I can't
Like-
enter.
Do you know a general direction?
You know the way now.
Oh. Okay. Then
I will
Thank
give you
you.
back your lighter. I will give you back your lighter, but I gotta light a cigarette first.
You
And
know
I
you're not
promise-
supposed. You know you're not supposed to be smoking. It's bad for your health.
that's the
I'm
pot calling the kettle
dead.
black.
That's true. She's a doctor, and you smoke all the time. Who do you think I bum cigarettes off of?
Yeah, at least I'm old enough to drink.
Well, I'm sorry. I was killed before I could legally have alcohol.
All right, you know what? He reaches into his pocket and pulls out a carton of cigarettes and passes them over.
Thank you.
I suppose one more won't kill you.
True. I'm already dead.
Is there actually a whole set of like rules for legal age of consuming cigarettes and alcohol when you're dead?
While this is going on, I'm skimming.
I mean, if it's here in the... It's a thing.
This journal appears to have belonged to an archivist who may or may not have been able to leave this place well after it was closed down. It's an old, worn, leather-bound journal. It's a thick tome filled with meticulous notes and sketches. Its pages have yellowed with age, and it bears the weight of countless cigarettes. It's labeled the Riverside Healing Center Archives. The journal recounts the tale of an archivist and their tireless efforts to document the malevolence within Riverside Healing Center. It speaks of their growing unease as they delved deeper into the Chalice's history and its dark influence on the hospital and its inhabitants. The archivist's entries speak of a dark revelation, the, now you have a name for it, Chalice of Memories. It was never intended for long-term use. Its original purpose was to hold memories Its original purpose was to hold memories temporarily, allowing individuals to see past events from their life and gain insights into their lives in order to help facilitate the healing process. The journal explains how, over time, the Chalice's powers became corrupted and rather twisted. Its insatiable hunger for more memories grew and turned it into something evil, warping it into something of torment and suffering. The archivist's final entries point you to the Chalice of Memories itself, lying within Dr. Jonathan Mortimer's office. The journal reveals that that this evil resides within the Chalice's core itself, a heart of darkness that fuels the Phantom Surgeon's power and spreading this evil throughout the hospital. The entry finishes off by hinting at a ritual that can potentially break this evil hold on the hospital. It requires confronting the entity within and calling on a powerful positive energy to undo the magic that corrupted the artifact.
And guess who has a Bible?
Looking at Val, have you ever heard of such a ritual, my dude?
Have I?
This is ancient magic shit.
Int plus history, please.
I'm just a girl from New Jersey. I don't know this shit.
Can we go with occult instead of history?
Sure thing.
I'm just a girl and life is a nightmare.
And this could be a sweet dream. Or a
5
pleasant
successes.
nightmare.
5 successes, you say? You have no idea.
Unfortunately, I'm afraid spells and things weren't really my area.
Just double checking. The room we were in before we got to the psych ward, was that said office?
You mean my chapel?
No. There was a room we went into with like that looked like an office with a ton of journals, and then Adelie was like, "Oh my god, a door!" And then we were in the psych ward.
Did
No.
you need a key to get in there?
No. Okay. Yep. Okay. There we go. That answers my question. Thank you. All right.
Hey, Dr. Elizabeth, quick question for you before you guys go off and to places that I can't get to.
Yeah.
You still have my chocolate bar?
Yeah, it's in my back pocket.
Okay, take it with you.
Considering I'm the only one who can eat it, fair.
Well, she has like this slightly forlorn look on her face before she takes another drag of her cigarette.
The door
Dr.
slams
Mortimer.
shut to the atrium. Sorry, Dr. Mortimer?
Dr. Mortimer was allergic to chocolate, so take it with you. Maybe it will do something. Maybe it won't.
Okay.
I did. Eh,
Yes, Oddly.
what if chocolate is the greater good that's gonna break the evil spell?
I mean, chocolate is the best good in the world, so
Yes.
At this point, I'm willing to try everything.
We have a binary of chocolate. Let's do this.
I don't think you could eat it though, Audley, because apparently you're part corgi.
What's
All
it
right.
gonna do? Kill me?
We got to keep moving.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be here.
We'll see you no matter what.
Maybe, unless I get sent to hell.
Nah, you're not gonna be
No,
sent there. I can
we're
feel
gonna
it.
fix them.
I don't know. Would you guys be granted a paradise if you let over 60 people die?
We can't dive into that right now. We gotta go. We gotta go.
All right.
Wasn't your fault. Have a good afterlife. Bye.
It really
You
wasn't
try-
your fault.
Sorry, what was that?
It really was not your fault, Lizzie.
That's for God to judge.
The door to the atrium slams shut.
Here we go again on our own.
Go down the only road we've ever known.
Less singing, more walking out of my atrium, please. Go before your friend's
We're
head gets
walking while we're
decapitated.
singing.
Hi ho.
Oh,
Hi ho. To the
I'm
chalice we
reading.
go.
I'm
we're
reading.
on our
So
way.
I'm walking with you guys.
Where? I need to know where you're going.
Are there multiple directions to take? They're one way.
There is one way.
We are going down the one way.
That door slams shut.
Neat. Woo! Let's go.
You move over to the door and go to open it. It won't open. The handle actually won't turn.
Right. We still need that key, don't we?
We have the key.
So let's use the key.
Does anybody want to do the honors?
I mean,
I reached
if
the
you
key.
want to do it, yeah,
Okay, here you go. There's the key.
there's the key. And we're going to do it just like before. Somebody hold on. So we're all holding on, right?
Yes.
Right.
You stick the key into the lock, you turn it. You hear a decided click. The door slowly swings open. Gently. On the other side, you see a hallway filled with rather plush carpet. It's a thin hallway, paneled wood, not like the hallway you went down before. Lighted sconces on either side, almost a classical feel to it. At the end of the hallway, which is only a couple of steps, you see what appears to be an elevator door and a call button.
Make sure you take the key.
I got the key and I'm tucking it securely in my bra.
Can I hit the button? I want to hit the button. I want to press
Let's
the
get to
button.
the elevator first.
I imagine we're in like a huddle as we all go toward.
Audley presses the button for the elevator and it takes a moment, but you hear a quiet ding. And the doors slide open. They seem well oiled.
The doctor said the basement. Am I right?
Yeah. Or at least
Yeah,
Oh.
get
gotta go through
downstairs.
the
Okay.
elevator, go down the hall.
As you step into the elevator, you hear a voice from that main room call out, Dr. Potts. He seems to be looking at you almost. He's got a bit of a wistful look in his eye. A bit of a twinkle that you haven't seen before. Same with Isabella. She's got a almost mischievous glint. Dr. Potts speaks up. Before you head down, don't forget that if you happen to find yourselves between a rock and a hard place, sometimes calling on a friend can make things much more manageable. Something about doing things in numbers. Good friends are hard to find these days. Doesn't matter when you've met them.
Speaking of,
And the doors slide shut.
How cool.
Which brings me to the... Go ahead.
sorry, this makes D think about Bones and where the hell he could be.
As you descend in the elevator, the speakers crackle to life. The bone collector seems to be in the elevator.
Bones?
Wait,
Is he
is he
still-
physically in there with us, or are we just hearing him through the speakers?
No, he's in the elevator with you. He just almost like he popped out of nowhere.
Is he himself again or upsized still?
He's his regular self. Seems to be dancing to the music almost.
I need to ask because like can't trust anybody, so I'm asking him a question that only he would know. Bones,
Yeah.
what did the guy in Edmonton use for his speeches? What did he have?
What guy? Again, I'm now not sure what you're talking about. Speeches? That's an out of character thing because I have no idea.
Yeah, no, the
Crazy
the loony that we were chasing at the very beginning. That's what she's talking about.
He had something specific he carried to use when he did his speeches. What did he carry?
Sorry, refresh my memory.
The
Milk
box,
curtain.
the crate he would stand on.
Oh,
Milk crate.
The milk crate.
Oh, you mean? Oh, yeah. The milk crate.
Oh, thank God. Ah!
sorry, it's been a hot minute since you guys were in that scenario, so...
Like even I'm going out of character, going, what the fuck is she talking about?
I remember.
was not a hot minute.
I was a good noodle and took my notes. See, this is why.
You could have asked me anything and be like, what was the first thing you happened to have told me in the first thing,
Nah.
Even I remembered what she was talking
All right,
about.
so I take it that you're okay now?
It took you long enough to find me here. Oh,
You're fine to answer that.
Val is not impressed.
D is about
She's
to
glaring at you.
Are we just
Oddly-
continuing to descend?
Yep.
yeah.
This is not fun.
Do you remember where you were before you popped in here?
All I remember, it went dark. I woke up here, and here we are.
And that doesn't bother you.
It was a blink. I thought this was when we opened the door.
A little extra time on our end had to be taken to get here. Sorry.
Yes, Oddly.
By the way, where?
Hold on.
where-
Oddly.
Oddly is just gonna sniffle snort at you.
Hey, Audley. I think we're
Yep,
missing
you
someone.
disappeared.
I think we're missing someone still. Where's Isabel?
That's when the elevator grinds to a halt. You feel a jarring stop. The doors open. One moment. Once again, the doors lead to a rather large, classical style hallway. Something that might put most people at ease. There's something off about it. The wood paneling and the lights, you could see them moving in and out ever so slightly, almost as if they're breathing. The plush carpet down the hall seems like it might be nice enough to almost sink your toes into. And ahead of you is a giant oak door set in the opposite wall. Probably a handful of steps, if that. As you move down this hallway, you can hear music coming from the door. Unlike the music that was in the elevator and the rather badass guitar cover to Stayin' Alive, we're quite proud of that one. We thought it'd be absolutely fucking hilarious to put that song in the elevators, so
Yes.
this is the music you hear coming through the elevator door. Or through the wooden door, rather. The door stands closed in front of you.
Elizabeth? Would you do the honors?
Hold on, Elizabeth, if you want to open it, and I take out the key from my bra. And Elizabeth. The key.
Anybody else want to do the honors?
You know I'm okay to open any door, but it's only if nobody else wants to.
I'd say go for it because
Handing Audley
this
the key.
this handing Audley the key. This is the door.
This is the Penelope. I'm
You
opening the door.
You stick the key in, you hear the lock, the door swings open. Entering the office, walls are adorned with faded wallpaper, once vibrant in color, but now muted by years of exposure to time and institutional life. Tall bookshelves filled with leather-bound tomes on psychology, medicine, and philosophy line one entire side of this room, their contents hinting at the depth of knowledge contained within here. On one of the shelves sits a rather large, ornate chalice colored red, black, and gold. A large, intricately carved desk dominates the center of the room, the surface worn smooth by years of use, and it bears a faint trace of ink stains and the imprint of countless thoughts and ideas. Behind the desk, an oversized leather chair stands as a throne of authority, its back towering like a sentinel, inviting or possibly intimidating, depending on one's perspective. The windows, veiled by heavy velvet curtains, allow only a subdued filtered light to seep in, which is weird because you guys are well underground at this point, casting an almost ethereal glow across the room as dust motes dance lazily in the rays, adding to the sense of suspended time. The air itself seems hushed, as if whispers of long-held secrets linger among the shadows. Against one wall, a mahogany cabinet houses an array of antiquated medical instruments, some recognizable and others enigmatic, and some other enigmatic relics of bygone era in psychiatry. Rorschach ink blot cards, neatly organized in a drawer, wait to reveal fragments of a patient's mind. A tarnished brass lamp, its soft light casting elongated shadows on the wall, sits atop a side table next to an overstuffed armchair, offering a haven for introspection. Mounted on the wall, a weathered chalkboard bears the vestiges of lessons and diagrams, remnants of sessions where thoughts were dissected and rearranged, much like the puzzle pieces of the human psyche. Tucked in a corner, a gramophone stands ready to breathe life into the melancholic strains of vintage recordings. Not where the music you're hearing is coming from. Its scratchy melodies having once echoed across the emotional landscapes of the minds that sought solace within these walls. The scent of aged leather, a hint of pipe tobacco, and a faint tang of medicinal antiseptics mingle in the air, creating a distinctive olfactory experience that might transport you to an era when psychiatric exploration was a blend of science and enigma. The office was a microcosm of the hospital itself, a place of refuge and reflection where the boundaries between reality and illusion could blur, mirroring the intricate labyrinth of the human mind. And from that overstuffed armchair, you see a hand reach out towards the side table and just ever so gently pick up a glass. Took you long enough?
Oh, we wanted the scenic route.
Tell me, have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight, my dear?
Well, certainly with better devils than you.
What brings you to my humble abode?
A certain chalice.
Good luck. There's only
When-
one way to get rid of that.
And what way is that?
Who do you think I am?
An idiot?
Tell me, do you like being trapped in an eternity of hell?
You know what kind of creatures you're talking to, right?
You know what kind of creature you're talking to, right? Let's see if you can figure this last puzzle out.
Takes key from door.
If you want the chalice, it's sitting over on the shelf. You're welcome to destroy it. It won't do you any good. It's sitting right out there in the open. By all means, go ahead. Try it.
I look over. Do I see where he's pointing?
Yeah, it's that black, red, and gold chalice sitting on the bookshelf that I first described when you walked in.
And just to entertain your notions, why shouldn't we?
Because breaking that chalice isn't going to do any good for you unless you know how. So, I'm wondering where we should put the lot of you. Whether we should torture you or use you to torture others. You definitely seem to have a way of doing things.
And what makes you think we would do anything? for you.
Now, once you're in my grasp, you don't have a choice. All I have to do is wait. Can you say the same?
I believe Bone Collector wants to say something.
Yes, Bone Collector.
DMs, please.
Thank you. One moment.
Side note, when you have a minute, are there windows in this office and can we see outside?
There are windows, and it does appear to be a bit of a sunny day. Which is weird because you are well underground.
Okay. I have an idea.
Well, don't keep me in suspense.
Dr. Jonathan Mortimer.
Hmm.
Let's talk about him.
About who?
Jonathan Mortimer.
Okay, what do you want to know?
Obviously, you're not him, so let's... Or
That's where you're wrong.
let me explain. You are a shell or a leech attached to Jonathan Mortimer, in my opinion. Now, you're an entity of the chalice. Corrupted, broken, feeding on anything you can find. It's the hopelessness that you feed on.
Not like
That-
you can do anything about it.
That's where you're wrong, see?
I'm safe in here.
You say that.
Are you?
Ain't nothing can touch me in here. I control everything from here.
Then let's play a game. Are you a big chess person?
Not really.
Really? Considering I felt that you, of all people, would be exemplary at it.
Is there a point to this? Or are y'all just gonna wait your clock out? 1 second.
Shit. I'm gonna see if it works.
What happened?
My computer is known for its glitches. Essentially,
Okay,
it'll
we got it.
knock out the USB. Apologies.
We're back. So,
Well, you're one that likes a challenge, yes? Obviously, you're here still.
at one point I wasn't just here for a challenge.
True. You were
But
here
that
just like
chalice makes me all that I am.
No. It makes what you were who you were. You're in the past.
Is there a point to all of this, or are you just gonna sit there blabbing your mouth?
I don't know. I think me believing that I can beat you is enough. But what
You
am I
wouldn't even
friend-
know the first thing about how to do that. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking to you. Like,
And yet here you are chatting away.
I think you're scared.
Hiding
How
out
many-
here like a incel basement dweller.
how much did you actually learn from my place? I wonder. Did you actually learn your lessons? Or do you need to be taught again?
Elizabeth,
Yeah.
What is the chemical composition of cacao? What does it do to the brain?
Out of character, cacao as in the cacao bean, chocolate.
I know. I don't understand what he. I don't understand.
It makes your brain happy.
Hold on, I'm helping you out here.
Endorphin, serotonin, dopamine.
I mean, this place is sort of all about making us afraid and scared and second guessing ourselves.
I'm not.
True, you never second guess yourself. You're the best of us.
Out of character, I'm going to step out of. I'm just going to drop you guys this. You have all of the pieces right now that you need to fix this. That's all I'm going to say. Whether that's physically or otherwise.
I have an idea.
So I'm lost digging through something on information on something in my stuff. So that's why I'm half distracted.
Hey, ST.
What's up?
Do I still have my backpack?
You do not.
Do I have anything in my pocket?
There's a piece of paper.
That's enough.
So can we defeat him with the power of friendship now?
So,
Does he need a
Well, as long as no one's gonna stop anybody from grabbing shit, I'm gonna go grab. I'm gonna have Deco grab the chalice real quick.
I'm
Gee,
pulling.
you walk over to the bookshelf to grab the chalice, and your hand sails right through it.
Yeah, I figured as much.
I pull out the piece of paper and I wad it.
Yeah?
I put it between my thumb and like so. And I flick it like that towards his forehead.
The paper passes through it.
Through him?
Through the chair as well.
So this is all an illusion. You got it.
No, he's still dead. That just makes sense. May I do an investigation roll to look around to see what the ground looks like?
You sure can. Tell me. You know what? I'm going to offer you one hint each. Sorry, one hint. You can ask me one question to move this plot along. Out of character. One hint combined. If you're stuck.
Oh, I done been stuck.
Would you roll, Bone Collector?
7 successes. Critical win if I'm successful.
Feels like a plush carpet.
Do I see where that piece of paper landed?
Sitting in the carpet right behind the chair.
This is the heart.
No, this is not the heart. This is the brain.
The heart is out of character. I think I'm realizing what the heart was.
I don't think the heart is aware, more as a who. And I think maybe you need to have a chocolate bar and call a friend.
Call on a friend.
Call on a friend. You were still wanting to have a nice little chat with, not Izzy. Who was that friend of hers? 'Cause that's why
Isabella.
this all started.
Fucking bitch.
Not Isabella. What was her friend's name again?
The fuck do I care what her friend's name was?
Because that was the person that started all of this with you.
Was it?
No, well,
Hold on, Audley. Hold on, Audley.
The friend's name is Dorothea, because that's what Lightbright called me.
You remember her? She had this necklace.
What the fuck do I care about her for? She's not here.
Exactly. Out of all the ghosties in here, she's not here. And you're all alone by yourself.
I care about my territory, which I aim to expand. So, are y'all done flapping your gums yet? Because I have business. Time's a ticking.
I'm going to try to call Isabella and see if maybe she can appear in here with us.
Play the scene for me.
I'm standing in the middle of the room and I'm yelling for Isabella because I'm a corgi and I bark. And this is what I'm doing. And if I need to, I will throw up my hands. I will throw a Bible at this specter if I need to, okay? I want my Isabella. I need my light bright. Give me my light bright.
Audley, you call Isabella's name Elizabeth. That chocolate bar in your pocket grows real fucking hot. Hotter than a chocolate bar should. The rest of you see it glowing almost. It phases through Elizabeth's pocket, floats up in the air and starts to glow. And a moment later, you see it start to shift, change shape. You see Isabella, after a moment, standing there with the chocolate bar in her hand, chomping away at it with a rather delighted look on her face.
About fucking time.
Goddamn chocolate bar. They know, you know I'm allergic to that, you fucking bitch.
Why do you think I brought it, quack?
Took you long
Now
enough
you-
to get here.
You and I are going to have a nice long fucking chat.
Was it
An
worth
overdue
sacrificing
one.
yourself for your friend? Tell me.
I would do it 100 times again.
A resounding crack echoes throughout the room. Flash of light. Looking over at the chalice, there's a splinter fragment in it, like a split in it almost.
Now,
What can I do for you?
I don't want anything to do with you, but unfortunately, we're all stuck here until I do something about you, because apparently, between the two of us, I have to be the fucking adult.
You can do this, Isabella.
You have
So
us all on your side.
What do you want?
I want you gone. I want you out of my hospital.
This is not your hospital.
Well, it sure as fuck isn't yours.
Crack. Another crack appears in the chalice.
Here's the thing. You have failed as a doctor ever since the disappearances first happened. You broke the Hippocratic Oath when you killed me. Actually, before that, when you tried to kill Dorothea, you failed at the Hippocratic Oath. The one thing a doctor is supposed to do.
You think I'm going to sit here and listen to a little bitch like you?
Yes.
Go back
Yes.
to your room.
Will.
Oh, it
It's
doesn't
her turn to
work.
talk now.
The rules changed. You're going to listen. You
And
are a failure of a doctor. You're so much a failure, you couldn't even figure out what was affecting me when I came here and what was slowly killing me before you took the final leap and did it for me.
closes his eyes, almost as if trying to block you out. Crack! Go ahead.
Before the quack can do anything else, if he tries to do anything else, D is gonna try to do another dominate to get him to sit and shut up and listen.
Okay. We'll get to that. He closes his eyes, almost as if trying to block you out. You know I tried to help you, right? Everything I did was to find a solution to your fucking problem.
Yeah. And apparently the solution that the you at that time came up with was to kill me. Because apparently for you, a quick death was better than a slow one.
Call it an act of mercy, you ungrateful little bitch.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. I didn't want to have my gut slowly being taken out of me as I died.
Crack.
The
The
worst part,
base of the chalice starts to shatter.
the worst part of this whole thing is you used to be an excellent doctor. You were someone everyone looked up to. Hell, you were one of the few people in this place that kept me sane when I first got here. You gave me hope that I could be cured of whatever the fuck was happening to me. And instead of finding a cure, the man I looked up to, one of the few people who I trusted with my history, who I actually told what happened to me before I came here, killed.
What happened to your faith? I thought faith solved everything. Faith should have cured you, shouldn't it?
Faith can only do so much. I had faith in you, and look where that got me. Trapped in a hospital for 40 years, watching as people come and go and try to help. Some trying to help me, others just trying to survive. And I have to stand here and do nothing to help them. And I will have to live with that for the rest of my afterlife. But you will have to live with the fact that you caused their death for the rest of yours.
The chalice shatters. A blinding wave of light washes through the room, and a moment later, the heavy air that was here washes away. The room seems a lot lighter than it was. Sitting in that chair is a man trying to gather his wits. Not the man that was sitting there a moment ago.
Mortimer?
He opens his eyes, looks around the room, and his eyes land on Isabella. Hey dear, how's it going?
Had better days, Doc.
What's bothering you these days?
Been surrounded with a lot of death lately.
Yeah, hospitals tend to do that.
Yeah, it sucks.
Tell me, did you get that box of purple hair dye that I left on your bedside table?
Yeah. Yeah, I did. Thank you.
You got in here. You fixed things. How long's it been?
40 years.
I think we have a lot of time to make up for it. Did I do anything too atrocious while I was out?
it wasn't you.
Seems like I have some shit to atone for.
Well, if you want a hand, I'm not exactly looking to pass on anytime soon. I gotta atone for some shit.
What do you think? You want to partner with me and build this hospital into something it should have been, kind of watch over it, maybe build it up to its former glory?
Sure. I got no plans.
Just do me a favor. Try and keep the chocolate out of my room. You know I'm allergic to that shit.
We're dead. It's not like you can die again.
On second thought, fuck it, what's a chocolate bar?
Here.
He reaches out and grabs it, and a moment later you all are standing outside of the hospital, outside the front doors. The night a few hours away, or from ending. Isabella is standing beside you. The doctor seems to be standing in the doorway.
Time to say goodbye.
Yeah.
You know what? I think she's got a lot of learning to do. I'll keep this place safe. I'll watch over it.
Promise.
Yeah.
And
No more funky chalice parties.
And no more funky ancient relics.
No more relics.
I'll hold you to it.
The fleshy stuff.
What's that? Oddly?
Um, um, weren't we supposed to help you move on? Don't think we're helping you move on. Or does this count as moving on? Are you moving on into like a better place and maybe not the afterlife place? Does this still count to the nuns? I need to know.
Oddly.
Isabella,
Oddly. The point was never to help me move on. It was to break the hold. Let me do what I need to do. Let me heal people I have time to make up for.
I thought the nun said that we were supposed to help Isabella move on.
Your nun was misinformed. Sent you to the right place for the wrong reason.
Either way, we did a great job, and I made a new friend named Lightbright.
That being said, I have a message for you. Piece of information. I believe you know an individual, what's his name?
Daddy Dougie?
Father Douglas. You're looking for him, yes? Looking for something that was
Yeah.
lost?
Yeah.
I believe a cruise is in order to find that out, specifically across the sea.
I don't know if the lot of us can cross running water without
Oh,
assistance.
that's a myth. That's a myth.
Yeah, we can totally travel, sweetie.
I believe you should set your sights for England and beyond.
Do we get to go play in the Vatican eventually? Because I really want to go play in the Vatican. I have goals in my life.
oh dear Lord Jesus Christ.
Speaking
Oh God.
that,
Oh,
yes, that.
Oh my God.
Uh,
We can totally do a Euro trip.
Before you guys go, if you see Sister Mary Clarence again, tell her I'm doing okay. and thank her for the chocolate bar.
I'll tell her the chocolate saved the universe. It'll be brilliant. She'll love me forever.
Please do. And I don't know if you'll be able to see me, but if you ever want to come by for a visit again, squirrels, I'd appreciate some company.
Yeah.
Isabella,
Hmm?
you are good. And from one person who believes in the terrible afterlife we were taught, if you do decide to move on, you're not going there. You're going somewhere better.
Thank you.
Of course.
Our doors will always be open to you lot. If you need a place to crash, if you need a place to catch your breath, if you just want to visit. And believe me when I say there is no one who wants to contest that. They will find themselves on the wrong end of the receiving this time.
Elizabeth just puts over exaggerates hands on hips and looks up at the building and goes, I always wanted to open my own practice. Maybe if you ever wanted a new partner, I'd be more than willing to invest.
You're already thinking what I'm thinking.
You want to invest? You may want to talk to the city about that. If I might suggest, buy the land rights outright. So you own the property. Gather your resources. We're going to do beautiful things together.
Center for soups. No, supernaturals. Soups. No.
If you'll excuse me, I have things that need to be attended to here. I have people that need to be attended to on account of, looks down at his watch, 40 years worth of neglect, I think.
That's going to be a lot of paperwork.
I'm
I
not
don't envy you.
Come back with at least a little more knowledge there, honey. That is where we are going to end tonight's session.